What's up, guys? Taylor here with a video of how to remove the analog module or the vibration modules from your wired controller. What I went ahead and did is, the other video actually took 15 minutes because, I don't know, it takes a little longer to get these screws out than I thought. I went ahead and actually have taken the thing apart. So let me run and grab all the parts real quick and we'll get started. So, as you can see, I've taken the back of the controller off. That's the front there. Tip when you take it apart, keep the front facing down, because when you flip it over, all this is going to fall out. So keep it facing down. You're going to need a Phillips head screwdriver, a pretty small one. I would recommend a magnetic tip because these screws are very, very small. You don't want to lose them. Alright, so what you're going to do is, here's the back of a regular wired Xbox controller. There's 3 screws on each side and 1 hidden behind the barcode. Don't forget that one. You're going to take those out, pull it apart. Once you pull it apart, you're going to have the circuit board, which is right here. Try to keep your thumb on these wires here so you don't actually pull the wires out of your controller, because I've done that before and it sucks. So anyway, I'm going to put these back in so you can see what it's going to look like. So you're going to have these little magnetic vibration modules hanging here. And these are what cause vibration. If you play without vibration, you don't need these, and these are about 80% of the weight of a controller. So you just simply pull, pops right out, and you can throw these wherever you want. And then now we've got the fun part, is getting this, the circuit board, put back in the controller, which on the older controllers isn't that hard, but for some reason on the newer ones, it's turning out to be a little difficult. So what we're going to do, the first thing, is you got to get this seated back on. Sounds easy, the problem is getting the analog sticks to sit back in the proper way is a little challenging. My controller's a little worn out, so these holes are a little stripped, so it may not work perfectly. And everything, you want to take your controllers apart every couple of weeks if you play a lot, and clean this inside out, because there's a lot of dead skin and like air that gets in there. It's pretty gross. Just take an air duster, clean it out, and your analog sticks will move a little cleaner. So what you want to do is keep this facing down, and I cannot stress that enough, because as soon as you flip this over, everything in here is going out. And then you're going to put your circuit board with the analog points, you can see those right there, facing down, and just lay them in those holes and then hold it down. Now what you're going to want to do now is, this is the finicky part, is getting them to land inside of the right spots. And it's, like I said, it is kind of a hit and miss type thing. It's a lot easier on older controllers for some reason, and it is not exactly easy on the newer ones. So I've got one in perfectly right now, and I'm kind of fiddling with this other one to get it in. And it's like once you get one in, the other one doesn't want to fit in really easily. So you can try to twist it and get it to fit in, but it's not the easiest of things. All right, let's see. Got one in, and the other one fell out. So yeah, like I said, it's you will probably be a little pissed off doing this, because I know I am right now. It's taking me a few tries to get these both in correctly. There we go. Got both of them in. You don't want to move a thing. Once you get both of them in, keep a lot of pressure holding this down. And then you're going to set your back plate back on, and then just quickly move your finger out of the way and try not to move it very much so you can keep your analog sticks in those ports. And it may, like I said, it may slip out a little bit, and if it does, then you're back at square one. So now I've got the back on, and I have full range of motion in my analog sticks, and my controller weighs next to nothing, which is awesome, and you know, something any competitive gamer wants, because you know, you're holding this thing a billion hours a day. So you want to feed the wire back through here, and that can kind of be a little bit of a pain. And once you get it through, just squeeze it and make sure everything shuts tightly. Keep a lot of pressure on here. And the screw I would put in first is the middle screw. And this just, I always put the middle screws in first when I'm working on anything: trucks, cars, bikes, controllers, circuit boards for computers, whatever. Because this way, everything starts off in the right perspective, and it'll put pressure on those analog sticks for you, which is the last thing you want to fall out. And like I said, they may fall out when you're screwing this on. I haven't done this on new controllers very much, and this is my first one I've done on a new controller in a while. So I've got the middle screw in, went ahead and tested my analog sticks and all of my buttons, and everything is good there. And we're almost done. Anyway, now we're just going to start feeding these screws back in. And a tip if you haven't done a lot of work with putting stuff back together is you want to do one on each side. So a left, a right, a left, a right, a left, a right, and that just makes sure everything gets lined up correctly. And a little bit of years of experience speaking on that one, because tell you what, it's really annoying when you get everything put back together, or everything done and it doesn't fit back together and take you 3 or 4 tries. And work over a surface that you can see if you drop one of these screws, because these things are tiny, man. I mean, I can't imagine finding replacements for these very easy. So all I'm doing is I'm just screwing these screws right back in the back plate here. I have to keeping it low because I'm on a 27-inch iMac and I have to pull these things over my face for it to show up on the camera. So I think you guys can figure that out. So all I'm gonna do is put these last. Got 4 screws left. Also, if you're on a wireless controller, good luck getting this to work. They use I think they use Torque 6 screws, and I've heard it's very difficult. I don't use. Oh crap! Oh, there we go. See. I got white carpet, so I can find that. Wood floor would be better, but anyway. Yeah, if you're on a wireless controller, not sure how easy this is going to be to do. I don't recommend playing on them anyways. I haven't used a wireless controller in, oh man, years. And that's just because if you go to tournaments, they don't allow them most of the time. Well, big tournaments, I mean GameStop tournaments, of course, don't care. But. Alright, got that one in. I got 2 left after this one. Like I said, once you kind of get do this a few times, it becomes pretty easy. And you, like I said, you definitely want to take these things apart every once in a while and clean them if you're playing a lot. Because if you haven't cleaned one yet and your controller's pretty old, it's going to be pretty disgusting when you open that thing up. I'm not going to lie to you. I was a little scared when I opened mine, but it actually wasn't that bad because I cleaned it 2 or 3 weeks ago. All right, last one. Alrighty, got that almost in. Finishing tightening it up. Okay, shake it and make sure you hear nothing rattling. A few times smack it up and down, make sure nothing flies out. Right here, analog sticks are good. I can click, I can pull on them, nothing comes out, which is great. Controller is nice and stable. Pressing all the buttons, nothing's falling out. Alright, now we're ready to plug it into the Xbox and see if it broke anything. Here's another tip. Buy your controllers from Best Buy, because if you accidentally break it, you can just take it right back and say it was faulty or whatever. So, plug my controller in, and let's see if we got all the controls here. Oh, hang on. So let me just back out and out of this film, because we can't test everything there, of course. So let's see. Break my own thumb out of this one. So anyway, you want to check your up and down, left and right, both ways. And then we can't test aiming in here. Let's just go ahead and start up a custom real quick and make sure everything's good. So apparently the A button worked. But you want to make sure everything works, because the last thing you want to do is take your stuff out, hop in a game battles game, and your right bumper doesn't work or something. That's another thing. If your controller, a button doesn't work, you can take it apart because it may have slipped out. I've had my left bumper in Halo go out a lot, playing on Bumper Jumper, and this fixes it. So anyway, let's go ahead and quickly just check. And make sure everything works. Come on, countdown. Anyway, it's taking a lot longer than I thought. By the way, anybody want to buy a 75-gallon aquarium? I got like 3 of these things I need to sell. So anyway, alright, that works. Looking works, walking works, running works, crouching works, knife, switch works, right trigger works, reload works, A works, left trigger works, left bumper works, right bumper works, and good to go. Alright, and that's how to do that. If you guys run into any problems or anything, and you've got the app, just use the email the developer tool, and I can kind of walk you through it or whatever. If I'm in the chat room, I can let you know what's going on. Alright guys, take it easy.